Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Today is January 12th, and I'm Jung Lo, the owner of a Dragon House. Right next to me, I have JT, the Grandma's Boy Donaldson, officially signed to competing on our upcoming event, Dragon House 31st, the heart of San Francisco, March 23rd. Don't miss it, Kezar Pavilion. So JT, let's talk to you a little bit about for what's going on for the last year or two. You are one of the OGs in the sport, fighting Muay Thai like ages. You know, I know you for a long time, watching you amateur to pro. Let's rewind a little bit. What's going on your past the last couple of years?
Well, last couple of years has been quite the road. You know, many injuries battled and conquered and healed up, and a couple fights that didn't go my way. But, you know, I'm always looking to turn a new leaf and get a good start. It's a new year, new me. Well, same me, ready to do some damage to get a W.
That's awesome. Now, JT, where you originally come from?
I'm from the Bay Area, East Bay Area, Livermore, California, born and raised.
That's pretty awesome. So how long you been doing martial art? What got you into like a fightings and all that?
Well, when I was younger, I had a lot of issues with discipline and like anger management. So funny enough, right? My grandma and grandpa got me involved with karate when I was young, and it taught me how to be disciplined and sit still and control my body. And I just fell in love with martial arts on my first go at it. And it's always been a part of my life since then. That was about age 5, so I'm going on a little over 20 years now.
Wow, that's pretty awesome. You are a traditional martial artist besides a fighter. So I always tell a lot of people is that there is difference as a fighter and a martial artist. You know, martial artists, you have a lot more discipline, respect, you know, just got a lot more cultural stuff, spiritual stuff involved with fighting. You're not pure, instead just like a pure athlete as a fighter, you know. So what got you into jiu-jitsu? What got you into Muay Thai?
Well, I was training traditional martial arts, as we mentioned, and there was this ground game that one of my coaches just had to open my eyes to. And I took my first jiu-jitsu lesson when I was about 14, and I was hooked ever since, and realizing that I could use leverage to beat someone that was stronger and bigger than me, and I can submit them without even having to do damage with punches or elbows or anything like that. And I just fell in love with it. I had, you know, my first lesson, and the rest is history from there. I knew I wanted to get into MMA after watching my first UFC. I still remember the first fights I watched, and then my coach hooked me up with a Thai boxing coach, and shout out to Steve Del Fiero, my first Thai boxing coach. And from there, man, it just took off.
So now, where are you training jiu-jitsu right now?
Currently, I'm training with Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu. Been there for almost 8 years now. I'm a brown belt under Dave Camarillo, and I love those people. They've done so much good for me, helped me out, really showed me the ins and outs of the grappling game, from the judo to the wrestling to the jiu-jitsu, and it's definitely my home, man.
Now, let's talk a little bit about 2019. This is your first pro fight of 2019, and I hope I can keep you busy, and I'm sure you want to stay busy.
Oh, absolutely.
You're fighting a young and up-and-comer, very, very hungry fighter, Christian Sharkey from Martinez. I don't know much about him. I just signed him yesterday. He's a very, very nice kid, very motivated, very hungry, eager to get on the next level. What's your thought on a guy like him?
He's dangerous. He's dangerous. He's 2-0. He's undefeated. He finished both of his opponents. So you got to give credit where credit is due. That being said, he's young. He hasn't had as much experience as I've had in the game. I'm still young too. A lot of people forget that. I'm only 26 years old.
Oh, that's right.
I've been fighting since I was 18, so even since I was a little baby. But yeah, man, he's dangerous, and he's a game opponent. And right away when I got the offer, I knew that the fans would love to see that fight. I knew I would love to see that fight. I got a lot of respect for Christian, and I know that on that night we're both going to bring it.
Now, personally, I never seen him fight before, and that will be his first fight fighting on the Dragon House, and it'll be the first fight I actually see how he's going to fight. And for what I know, he done a lot of jiu-jitsu tournament. He's a blue belt under Cesar Gracie, and he mainly do a lot of boxing in his own gym. So what's your game plan coming into this fight against the guys like him where you really don't know what you're going to do to him, or you don't know what he's going to do to you? So what's your game plan coming into this fight?
Hit him first, hit him fast, hit him hard, hit him last.
That's a good quote. I need to use that one someday too. Do you think you're going to ever try to take him down to the ground?
If that's where it has to go, I'll take it there. I'll dictate where the fight goes, every minute of it.
That's pretty awesome. Now, for some of those people who don't know who you are, if they want to get a hold of you to get tickets to come watching you fight, how can people contact you?
You guys can contact me on social media at Grandma's Boy MMA is my handle for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You guys can also come stop by Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu headquarters in Pleasanton, California, 4464 Willow Road in Pleasanton. I'll have tickets on hand, and I'd love to get as many of you out there to come support. I've missed fighting in the Bay Area. I can't wait to, have my homecoming and get back in that cage. It's been a long time, and man, I'm so excited. I'm already getting ready for it.
Now, I gotta ask you the same question every time. How do you get a nickname Grandma's Boy?
Oh, you know. Gotta pay, like I said, give credit where credit is due, man. I wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for my grandma and my grandpa, rest in peace. I owe them everything. I owe them the world. They always told me to go chase my dream, whatever it may be, and they supported me 100% of the way. And every time I go out there not just with me, but I got my friends on my back, my family on my back, and I carry that with me proudly. And I can't wait to perform for them and give them something to be proud of.
That's pretty awesome. Now, many of the fighters come to fight and been fighting either on my show in the Bay Area. A lot of them, they fight because they want to fight and they get that, edge out of them. And in a couple years, they move on to something else. What do you see yourself 5 years from now? Do you see yourself making this out of as a career? Or do you actually have a different career, just do this just for hobby, for what you want to do on a part-time?
Well, for me, this has always been a career. I knew I wanted to do this since I was younger. And when I became an adult, I dedicated all my time to this and getting good at this and mastering my craft. In 5 years, I see myself doing the same thing, just at a higher level, and with gold wrapped around my waist, multiple titles. It's been a rough road, and everything is easier said than done. But if you can't count me out, man, don't sleep on me. I've been doing this, and in 5 years, I see myself climbing those ranks and getting up there.
So some of the guys who don't know JT, even though his record is upside down, but the record don't speak your skills, because I know this man personally. You guys don't see much about him, don't see him fight before, you definitely have to come check him out. This guy will put on a show and then beat some of the talents guy I don't think he can beat, and even though losing some of the guys like a really tough fight, but this is one man right here, got a lot to offer in the cage on the spotlight. So some of you guys don't know him, make sure you come show some support. Watching him live perform March 23rd at the Kezar Pavilion. So now, any sponsor, any special people in your life you want to shout out to for this upcoming fight?
Yes, first I'd like to give a shout out to my entire family, my blood family and my non-blood family. My grandma, my girlfriend, her whole family, everyone that supported me with this dream and allowed me to do what I do day in and day out, to get myself ready and put up with my crap. Also, thanks to my team, Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu HQ, you guys are my home, my family, to the death of me. Also, thanks to all the sponsors and everyone that's helped me throughout my career. Shout out to GFY Gear, Lana's Egg Whites, my buddy Robert Trejo, he's been a huge help. Solution Supplements, Holistic Harvest, as well as Dr. Shahani over at Vitality Health Services, helping me overcome a lot of these hurdles with my body and get myself right and where I need to be for competition time. Also, special shout out to Robert Balbin at Guerrilla Jiu-Jitsu. He's been the best strength and conditioning coach and physical therapist to keep me healthy and keep me together so I can whoop some butt on March 23rd.
That's awesome. Now, for some of the people who don't know much about this upcoming event, the fight layouts, check out DragonHouseMMA.com. This weekend, we're going to upload all the updates on the website. Fight card layout should be up in a couple more days, and you see who's fighting. It's on the line, on the fight card. It's a big lineup on this upcoming fight card. This event's a live stream pay-per-view nationwide for any device. So if you guys can make it down to the event, you can order your pay-per-view from DragonHouseMMA.com, and please subscribe our YouTube channel. Give us a thumbs up on the Dragon House MMA fan page on Facebook. We do all this for all the fight fans out there. We keep going for 10 years strong. Dragon House Promotion is the biggest regional show in California now. It's the biggest one in regional show. So a lot of fighters come on from here. The next step will be the Bellator UFC, so bigger league in the world. So don't sleep on all the local fighters. Come support. Now, if your opponent watching this interview, what do you have to say to him?
Stay healthy. I'm going to do my best to show up that day, and I guarantee you I'm going to show up that day. A few people last year weren't able to do the same, but I know you are able to do the same. I look forward to meeting you in the center of that cage, and we're going to duke it out for the fans, show them what the sport's really about, keep it respectful, but keep it vicious at the same time.
Awesome. Any last word to all the fight fans out there? Any special people?
Yes, I'd like to give a special shout out as well to my friend Mondo with Neighborhood Rebels Clothing. We got a clothing line that we're going to be working on, so you guys can get some cool Grandma's Boy merch coming your way later this year. And man, I'll tell you this, for this comeback fight and this, return to my home, to the cage, for those of you that want to see me win, thank you. For those of you that have always been behind me, thank you. For those of you that have always wanted to see me lose and see me get my ass beat, this is for you too. Bring your tissues. You're going to be crying by the time I'm finished.
If you don't have a hater, you're not doing your thing right.
That's for certain.
One more last thing. I want to shout out to NorCal Fight Shop, NorCal Jiu-Jitsu Fight Shop in San Jose Avenue. Patrick Jernigan, thank you for all the sponsorship for all these years. And then Bomb First, always there at the event. If anybody want to sell your merchandise at the Dragon House 31st event, hit me up, private message me, and we can get you a booth and sell all your merchandise. Will be a few thousand people will be attending the event. It's going to be another big event going down March 23rd. We'll see you guys out there. Good to have Jt Donaldson on board. We'll put up another epic event for you guys. Peace.